This week's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/DJ Force X. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. This episode of the DJ Force X podcast is proudly sponsored by Fixed. Fixed is a fan and artist-friendly independent record label that specialises in hybrid electronic rock. It's home to the likes of Celduella, Blue Starly, I Will Never Be the Same, Richie Nix, The Algorithm, Voicians, CD Akira, and a whole bunch more. Check out their latest label sampler for just $1 at their official store, fixedstore.com. That's FIXT store.com. Save 10% off your first order by using my coupon code FORCEX. That's FORCEX. They have loads of shirts, hoodies, stickers, posters, and many other accessories for all their artists, and this is available worldwide with fantastic international shipping rates to go with that. So head over to fixedstore.com and check them out. And don't forget, use my coupon code FORCEX. Hello and welcome to the DJ Force X podcast. This is episode 64 and I'm going to interview Mr. Kristopher. That'll be coming up shortly. They have a new EP out right now on Jet Set Trash, so check that out. But check out the interview first. It was a good little chat we had. And yeah, cool. So thank you for downloading this, streaming it. All the usual ways you get your podcasts. I just want to direct you to my other social media sites. I've got a Facebook page, which is DJ Force X. Just type that in, all one word. Give it a like. Also, my Twitter page, which is at DJ Force X. Give that a like as well. Give it a follow. And I'm likely to follow back if you interact with me. So yeah. I just want to celebrate breaking 5,000 followers on there as well. I totally missed that. I was kind of looking out for it for a bit, and it was kind of getting closer and closer and closer. And now I'm into the mid 5,000s now, which is fantastic. So thank you for everyone who is following me. That is great. But yeah, without further ado, I bring you Mr. Kristopher. Enjoy. I'd like to welcome to my show this week Mr. Kristopher. He's about to release a new EP called Communion on Jet Set Trash. Welcome, Kristopher.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good. Yeah, thank you for doing this. Really enjoying your EP. Been listening to it quite a lot since I got sent it.
All right.
So we'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, I just want to get to start with just a bit of an origin story about Mr. Kristopher. Where you kind of got started, any kind of, high points you've hit?
Sure. So let's go back a little while. So I first started off playing guitar. I was in punk and metal bands. Cool. And we were doing shows here and there. And it was really hard for me to work with other people, at least finding people that were as committed and as motivated. So that's when I decided eventually just to go my own separate way. Just because I could control everything myself.
Yep.
And then I started making dance music because I found a correlation between metal and dance music. Like with dance music, you'll hear like the melody is bum 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 bum.
Yep.
But metal is 2 octaves down in a chord. Bum 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 bum. So that's how I found that correlation, and that's what kind of shifted me over. Cool. And then now I'm just kind of taking everything that I've learned and trying to put it all into one giant thing. So mixing the metal sounds with the dance music and orchestra and everything.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny, the correlation between dance and metal and rock music, the divide between the two fans of the said genres is huge. But like you say, the correlation between them, the way most of the songs are kind of formed, and yeah, it's very similar. And I've always been an advocate of the crossover sound anyway. So, and yeah, just in my past of DJing, I've always played rock music, but mixed it with dance music. And that's what my radio show does.
Oh, nice. Well, we'll get along just fine.
Yes. Yeah. It hits those notes. It plays everything from like Corn Slayer to Cell Dweller, Pit Shifter, that a whole load of bands that I play on a weekly basis on that front. So yeah, that's where like I got the idea for the show, because it is that close, and there are a lot of bands that do crossover or at least get remixes done, and it kind of like fell into that kind of trap, and that's all good.
Is so awesome.
So your EP, Communion, it's quite a dark set of tracks on there. Like you say, you like to mix those sounds. It's kind of got a kind of mix of like Ministry, Marilyn Manson, Nine Inch Nails, kind of industrial sound to it.
Hey, that's an honor. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for making it. It's great. So what was your your inspiration behind that EP? Because I've listened to some of your other stuff, and it does kind of veer on the kind of heavier side, but it's a bit more of the sort of like bigger, sort of like more club-like.
Yeah. And this was me more, I think, finding my way, realizing that I have now the potential to make and create anything that I want. I finally got over that barrier of production to where I can literally create whatever in my head.
Nice.
And with like the creation of it, to answer your first part, I would have to say it's because of all the music that's coming out right now, or at least a majority of it is either too like chill or too relaxing, or it's just too boring for me. So I figured, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So I figured I should lead the team of the reaction.
Nice. Yeah, no, like I said, I've already played it on my show, the other radio show that I do. I played Dark Lord.
Oh, yes.
I really like, what's the other one I really like? Death Rattle. That was the other one.
All right.
I really like that one as well. And I mean, the other tracks are good on there, but those are kind of like the two sort of standout tracks that I really digged. Or dug, even. Being into, or being from dance, rock music, sorry, I should say, going into dance music, how does that work for you? Obviously, I know you say you want to control everything yourself, but coming from that background, there's a few I know sort of mainstream electronic music artists that kind of have come from that punk and rock background. What do you think that that comes from? Like having, because obviously the divide in the music itself, in the fans, like I said earlier, that kind of like dance music people, kind of versus the rock and metal people. But you get these people that are in bands like yourself that have kind of moved to that electronic music. What do you think?
I think it opens up a new realm for us. I think it gives us more possibilities to play with. I think it just, all in all, just opens up a new world. So
with that sort of side that you've been through, the kind of like rock music side of things, how does the gigging feel on the electronic music side compared to the sort of punk rock?
Yeah, it's super weird. So like, because I was used to originally like helping everyone mic up drums. Mm-hmm. You set up the amps and you have everything mic'd up. Now, like, whenever you're touring, you don't have to have like a full van or trailer full of stuff, or a tour bus. Like, literally, you just have a backpack with headphones, maybe a couple controllers, or even just now flash drives. So everything's evolved in a really weird way. But one of the aspects that I'm wanting to bring back is bringing the live instruments into the DJ sets.
Okay.
So that's something that we've been pondering for a little while now. Thinking about doing two different aspects, Mr. Kristopher Live and Mr. Kristopher DJ set.
Okay. Kind of like Pendulum do. They have like a DJ guy that goes out, and then they have a live band, but they're under the same banner, if you will.
Yeah, right now we're still just talking about it, but especially with me doing my own vocals on this stuff now, like Dark Lord, it's opening up a whole new realm of possibilities.
So with that, are you looking to play solo doing that, or are you looking to get some kind of band together?
As of right now, solo, until I can get what I fully want to pull off. Mm-hmm. Like, eventually I would like to add in orchestras and actually take it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
But until that time, I'll just do it solo for now.
Nice. So, I'm into my kind of like electronic music and stuff. So what gear do you use? What's your favorite piece of equipment that you can't like live without?
Well, keep in mind, I'm a producer before a DJ.
Okay.
So my gear, would be guitar, keyboard, and my handheld recorder to record samples from nature, and then like glitch them out and make it really messed up. But with DJing, honestly, I just appreciate the CDJs, the 2000s. I haven't had no problems with them whatsoever. Cool. And I just love the feel of them. They're sturdy.
Cool. And what programs do you use in the studio to create your sound?
So I'll start off from what I started with. I originally got Reaper from a guitar magazine a long time ago, and then used that for a couple years, and then switched to FL Studio, Fruity Loops. And then I felt uncreative in there. And then finally I picked up Ableton, and Ableton's where I've been with the last, I think, 5 or 6 years, maybe, somewhere around there.
Nice.
And I absolutely love Ableton. And then as for like the instruments that I use inside, 90% of my stuff is all stuff I've sampled. Like a lot of the drums you hear are actually sampled with a recorder. A lot of different things that you hear. Even like a lot of the main instruments are things that I've just pitched up or pitched down, like with the wind or the ocean. So 90% of it's just samples that I use with basic filters like a saturator, low pass filter, depending on what I want. And then for some instruments, every once in a while, I'll use either Serum or Spire.
Cool.
But I always try to mix it up so that way I don't sound the same every time.
Yeah, because I couldn't like in your sound. Usually, you can kind of with a lot of like artists, you can pinpoint what they're using. I've found with yours, I couldn't. So that's why, because 90% of your stuff was sampled. So that was like the key right there. I was like, that's why. Because a lot of people, they tend to use, because it's like tried and tested and they like the sound. It's kind of, everyone uses Massive, or everyone uses, like you say, you use Fruity Loops for a bit. And yeah, you can kind of you can hear that within their music. It's a very odd thing, but if you know what you're listening for, you can hear certain programs.
Absolutely.
But like I say, with yours, I was kind of like, that's why I was curious. It was like, wasn't quite sure what was generating, but obviously if you're generating your own samples, then that's why I couldn't pinpoint it. So that's good.
Perfect.
That's all good. And I use Ableton as well. Ableton's a great little program.
Oh, nice.
I'm using it right now, in fact, to record this very interview. So,
that's incredible. I'll have to send you this custom skin that I have. So my whole layout on everything is just like this really dark gray and black instead of the default.
Nice. Yeah, do that. That'd be awesome. Because I'm between this and Logic Pro.
Oh, nice.
So it's just kind of just in the nature of my day job kind of thing. I use that as part of it, but
perfect.
Yeah, I use Ableton for a lot of my stuff, so I can definitely vouch for that particular program. And I've used it live on a couple of occasions as well, just for like DJing or even just sort of some live sample hits and stuff. So
yeah, it's been the best one so far for me. It's the one I stay creative in.
Yeah, it's the most stable one as well that I found.
Yeah, that's so true.
I've used a lot of different ones, like can't think of it off the top of my head, but just like the other doors out there, and a lot of them, I've had a couple of them crash on me, mid performance, which is great. But this one hasn't crashed on me yet. It's crashed on me like during like making something, but that was because I was running 100 different things behind it.
Wow.
But that was like once, and I learned my lesson from that. So
you're like, all right, do 99.
Yeah, exactly that. Cool. So, what are your plans ahead right now? Are you planning to tour off this EP, or are you just looking to play the shows that you have been?
Probably come towards spring or summer. As of right now, it's just produce while it's cold.
Yeah.
And then, my shows will definitely pick up towards spring or summer, but we haven't decided anything off touring for this EP. We might. Right now, I got to keep producing because that's what's getting me around the world.
Yes. Yeah, I'll say you've traveled a fair bit in your career. I was sort of glancing at your various web pages and stuff. So, what's been the highlight of that? What's been your sort of favorite area to go?
It's really hard for me to say a favorite area because each of them are different for different reasons. But the highlight of everything has most recently going to a city I've never been in before and having people know the lyrics to your song before you get there.
Nice.
That's been the weirdest realization for me. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm on the right path here. Maybe I need to keep it up.
That's always a good feeling. So cool. So I've got a couple of questions left for you.
Sure.
Just a couple of ones I always tend to throw at artists that I interview. So we'll start with this one. This one's always a tough one. You might even knock this one out. I don't know. Let's go. Your 3 top albums that have influenced you as a person, or like like your musician that you are?
Ooh, 3 top.
Yeah.
All right. So, Iowa by Slipknot, Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails, and then anything White Zombie.
Nice. That's all good. I like all those. That's all good. It's a healthy dose of rock and metal there, so that's all good. So what are your hobbies away from music? So when you're not producing, when you're not out DJing, what do you do?
Literally my entire life is encompassed by music. I don't really have a hobby outside of it. So I focus every hour literally of every day towards music. But I have a new hobby that I've picked up that's kind of gotten me away from the desk, which is nice. And that's I got a handheld recorder, and it's actually gotten me to travel to mountains, to the ocean, to actually get out and explore.
Nice.
And record different sounds. So that's been my exercise.
That's always good. It's that old Pokemon Go, you know. So
yeah, exactly. But other than that, maybe playing video games every once in a while, just because I really like what Jonathan Davis from Korn said. It just gives you a couple hours to focus on someone else's problems instead of yours for a day.
That's a good little saying on that one. So what games are you playing at the moment?
Well, actually, you can't make fun of me. I got this emulator, and I've been playing the old school Mario Kart.
Nice. I
like the classics.
Yes, no, so. I can't make fun of you on that. I'm a what they call a retro gamer, I suppose, is the term. So I'm very much into the sort of older games. Although I do dabble, I do have the newer systems, but those older games are where I kind of that's where I am king, if you will.
Yeah. Have you seen the price of them now? They're as expensive as they were when they came out. Yeah. No, Mario Kart for the 64 is $80 now.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I used to collect them when I was back in England. Before I moved here, I used to collect old vintage game systems. And I'd held onto a lot of those games from the original Nintendo, the run of Sega machines as well.
Yes, that's awesome.
I had games that at the time were in English money were about 60-70 pounds, which actually they went down in price significantly, down to about under $10, if you will. But then they've since gone back up again. Like you said, with Mario Kart, it's now back up to as expensive as it was when it came out originally. So
crazy.
Oh no, is that crazy NES Classic Edition thing as well, which was just before I think Christmas came out, and it was going for stupid money.
Is that the revamp that they did?
Yeah, the little tiny little emulator type Nintendo they released. I mean, it's supposed to be $60 retail, but it ended up being $300 on.
They're not anymore.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, finally, last question: where can people reach you? Where's the best place to get hold of Mr. Kristopher?
Honestly, it's what do you prefer? Do you like Spotify? Do you like YouTube, iTunes, Google Play? Wherever you look, we'll be there.
Cool. All right. So yeah, people check it out. Communion is the name of the EP. It's out on Jet Set Trash. And yeah, it's going to be available across all formats. So go download it, stream it, whatever you do to get your music, do it. So again, thank you, sir, and you have a good day.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything, and safe travels, and I'll be seeing you soon, I'm sure.
Cool. Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.